You know, one of my biggest problems with the internet is that influencers like to pretend that their life is this amazing, perfect adventure, hiding all of the bad stuff, the negative stuff in their lives, hiding all of the boring parts to make their life seem so much better than yours. Me personally, I don't even like going on Instagram anymore. I haven't posted there in forever, and I don't really go on there anymore because I don't like this weird false persona you have to put on every time you're on Instagram. Like, I'm doing something exciting, something cool is happening. Isn't my life so sweet? And that's why I've become very interested in this new genre of influencer that's just kind of like a regular guy influencer. I feel like the dude Davis Clark that I talked about last year sort of fit into that category. Just a guy who goes to work. And here is another example of this genre. His name is Hub's Life. He's just a regular guy who goes to work. You can see this video, normal morning for a 28-year-old working a 9-to-5 job. Finally, an influencer that just broadcasts a normal life and doesn't get into any controversies. Except for the controversies that he has gotten into. We'll get into that in a second. But first, let's just take a look at his bread and butter content. And this is from like almost 2 years ago. My normal morning routine. I spray my hair with hairspray. I comb my eyebrows. Actually, is that a normal thing to do? I don't really do that. If one's astray, I'll kind of put it back in place, but I don't comb. Okay. Shit, maybe I gotta get my act up. My life is not even as good as the boring normal guy. Takes his inhaler, he turns into a dog for a second, and then he makes his protein shake. I like that the vibe of this is kind of like, look, you don't need to have this crazy exciting life to, you know, have a fulfilling life. You can just be a normal dude who goes to work. Social media is lying to you. I'm happy. And then he lowers his laptop into his backpack so slowly and sadly. Also, you didn't have to add the sad music to it too. What exactly are you trying to convey here? Listen to this music he added. I love my life. Okay, so anyway, let's see. He goes off to work, puts out his trash, and he goes to work. So I appreciate it. It's a pretty normal morning routine. It might even be more structured than my morning routine. Honestly, I feel like he tried to make me feel good about having a normal routine, but he actually did still make me feel like shit a little bit. He seems to have his life together pretty good. He's got time to make himself a smoothie every morning. And this video has 500,000 likes. That's pretty crazy. So, I mean, there is a market for this kind of content. I think it seems like people really appreciate it. This is exactly my life, except I live with my parents, don't have a job or a car, but I do have a blue polo shirt. Yeah, this is exactly my life too. I'm a multi-millionaire woman who lives in the Philippines who's retired, but I do have the same inhaler. Yeah, normalize the norm. Haha, that is actually very true. On social media, people seem to think working a 9-to-5 is crazy. For real. Still can live a happy, good life with a normal 9-to-5 job. Okay, here's another life after college as a 28-year-old with a normal job. This one has even more likes, 700,000. So I guess that's like his signature thing, is just lowering his laptop into his backpack super slowly. I'm gonna start doing that every time I leave the house to show my wife and child how happy I am and how excited I am to go to work. I'm gonna be like, all right, honey, off I go for the day. Head to my 9-to-5, employee benefits. Ooh, he's flexing his benefits, okay. And look at him, he's just, he's working in a normal looking cubicle, and he's eating leftover Jersey Mike's. But I guess even like a year ago, he did have some controversy. So this article is from April of 2024. A Texas-based office worker has gone viral thanks to his upbeat videos. I don't know if I'd go that far. Were they upbeat? Was I missing something? Showing his normal life, including his office routine, his recreation time, as well as his vacations, has divided the internet. So I don't know what could possibly be so divisive about this content, aside from, I guess it is kind of boring by nature, but that is the point. The TikToker in question is 29-year-old Connor Hubbard, who posts online as Hub's Life. Many see Hubbard's life to be unbearably mundane, leading one ex-user to joke that the vlogger was stuck in the Matrix, while others see it as normal and fulfilling. Honestly, it really would suck to put your life online, you know, and share so much about your personal day-to-day activities with the premise that like, hey guys, my life is okay too. Look it. I can be happy living my life, and people online are like, you should not be happy living that life, man. That is not okay. At least become like a travel vlogger or something, dude. How can you possibly enjoy life like that? In one 1 minute and 20 second long clip, which was reshared on X, the Texas native begins his day by showing and getting dressed for his office job where he works in insurance at a Fortune 500 company. Honestly, it sounds like he's got a great thing going. He's got a dog. He's got a job. Employee benefits, in parentheses. Oh, and he's also married and has a child? Yeah, 29, married his high school sweetheart after they studied finance together at college and are now expecting their first baby. Honestly, right now I'm on his side. I think it's crazy to look at someone who lives a very normal life. Like, you know, this is probably how your parents lived. This is how my parents lived. Everybody just gets a job and then you can do fun stuff on the side. I guess like he is only showing his job and like walking his dog, and so it makes it seem like that's all he does. I'm sure he does other fun stuff. Maybe that's the issue. He's got to bust the camera out sometimes when he's actually having a good time. But look, I mean, for better or worse, this is kind of what life is, you know? You get a job and then you work and you try to find enjoyment out of it. Looks like he's getting some enjoyment out of it. I mean, look at that face. In another recent video, Hubbard is shown on vacation in Turks and Caicos Island with his pregnant wife and high school sweetheart, Maddie Swearingen, on their baby moon. Okay, that's sick. It's going on a vacation to Turks and Caicos. Honestly, though, I mean, that's a nice-ass vacation. Is his life actually almost too good to be making this kind of content? He's like, look, you can live a normal life. What's so bad about flying private to Turks and Caicos with your wife for your baby moon? I don't think he flew private. That was a joke. I do feel like I'm seeing the inner influencer in him come out a little bit, where he's like, even when he went to work, he was like trying to brag just a little bit. He was like, going to work, benefits? Okay, so I think here is where a whole new controversy starts to develop. So this is in March of last year, and we're starting to get the undercurrents of something changing. When you build a following big enough to leave your 9-to-5, but your content revolves around the 9-to-5, so you can't quit your job. Wait, I thought that you stayed at your job because you can still live a happy, fulfilling life with the job. And now you're acting like all your fans are holding you hostage in this job. You guys, you can be happy, perfectly happy, working this normal job, and if you guys weren't all looking, I would quit right now and spend the rest of my life in the Cayman Islands with my wife. Would you quit your job to do social media full-time? I get this question all the time. The answer? No. I wouldn't quit my job to do this full-time. I love my 9-to-5 as it provides health insurance, steady income, 401k structure, career growth opportunities, etc. You know, I have been out of like the actual job market for a while, so I don't know if this is true or not, but it does seem like all of these things are actually becoming less commonly normal as well. So like even this is like really good. Career growth, 401k, and health insurance. Yeah, honestly, dude, I think you should keep your job. I enjoy the people I work with and genuinely like the work that I do. I have been making videos for a very long time as a hobby and a passion of mine. I left the 9-to-5 years ago to pursue videography and social media full-time for a startup company. Oh, so he already did that. Moral of the story, you don't have to quit your job to pursue other passions. A 9-to-5 job is just a chapter in your story, not the entire book. Use the 9-to-5 to finance the life you truly want to live. Look, I mean, I think that there's both sides to this coin. All right. Obviously, most people, if they could quit a mundane job to work in the field of their passion, I think a lot of people would do that. I think probably most people would do that. Like if you're making the same amount of money or more from the passion, like of course anyone would jump at that opportunity. But also, if that's not an option, like if that never happens for you, I don't think you're wasting your life working a regular job. You know, you got to make money somehow. And I don't think like having the mindset that you're wasting your life working this job is a good mindset to have, whether you like your job or not. You know, it's perfectly acceptable to not like your job too. So honestly, I can see he's in a tricky spot here because I am getting the vibe here that he would... I think he's lying when he's saying that he doesn't want to leave his 9-to-5. The whole thing here says when you build a following big enough to leave your 9-to-5, but your content revolves around your 9-to-5, so you can't quit your job. He's saying the reason he's not is because of his following, not because of the risk or whatever else. At any rate, I'm getting the sense that something is about to shift. Something's about to happen. So this was March 12th of 2024. Let's flash forward to February 10th of this year. Stop scrolling. You won't want to skip this one. I've been doing a 9-to-5 and a 5-to-9 every single day. Work 9-to-5. Dad, 5-to-9, content creator 24/7. Hold on, that's not the appropriate time allocation at all. Shouldn't you be a dad 24/7? He's like, I work 9-to-5, I'm a dad from 5-to-9. Late at night, early in the morning, that kid is not mine. I don't know who that kid is. And then all the while he's hanging out with this kid, he's a content creator. He's thinking, where's the content coming from? His whole shtick is not being a regular content creator, but you know what you're starting to sound like? a regular content creator. I filmed, edited, and posted a video every day for the last 700 days. Honestly, pretty solid grind. I gotta respect that. So I've made a decision. I'm going to kill the United Healthcare CEO. Wait, holy shit, this is Luigi. Oh my god. No, what is he gonna do? For a new kind of 9 to 5. Welcome to chapter 2. Okay, so a little bit vague about what chapter 2 is, but from this video, it does seem like he got a new job. I mean, he walked into an office building and went into a different cubicle. All right, let's see what people think about this. Congrats, brother. Congrats, Hubs. Each chapter gets better. So proud of you, brother. Here for it, to say the least. Let's go! So he's being a little bit coy in this video, a little bit vague. Let's see if the next video, he's gonna tell us what he's actually doing now. My last day at my 9 to 5. Does next, I hope it puts a little more pep in his step. What if the next video, working his new kind of 9 to 5, he like slams his laptop into his backpack. Time to go to work. Yeah, I was sad the whole time. I lied. I fucking lied. Yep, you right. Also being a dad for 4 hours. And becoming a new dad on top of that. Okay, I'm joking around about the dad thing just because he said that he's only a dad for 4 hours. It is tough becoming a new dad, all right? Respect. Hub's Life, if you're watching this, I have a 1-year-old. He's actually like 18 months now. So, respect. I know that it's tough. All right, let's cut to the chase here. What are you gonna do? So come on, dude, tell us what the new 9 to 5 is. He is being really vague about it. He posted even another video, chapter 2 begins, and people are still commenting, what's the new job? I am genuinely so intrigued on what this new job is. It does seem like he's trying to hide what his new job is, which I feel like I'm starting to get a sense of what the new job is after he said I would never quit my 9 to 5 to be an influencer, and now he's quit his 9 to 5 and is like, this is a new, different kind of 9 to 5 that I just made up. No one's ever done this before. And the comments are like, oh, sick, can you tell us what it is? And he's like, how about a video of me shooting a milk jug into the garbage can? Okay, so this is his new type of 9 to 5. Unpack. Love to see that he's still doing it super slowly. Made a to-do list and check emails. Edit YouTube. Okay. Edit YouTube day in the life. Lunch. Okay, so I think it's pretty clear from this video, he was editing during the work day. I think it's pretty clear he quit his job to be an influencer, right? So let's see, people responding under this. What's the new job? Editing his own videos in a WeWork space. So he's like renting an office cubicle. That way he has his own space to do his influencer type of work. And honestly, like I said, I think that he put himself in a very tricky situation. I don't think that there's anything wrong with having a passion and then, you know, once the passion starts to pay the bills, pursuing that full time. Is there a bit of cognitive dissonance there? Being like, look, the regular 9 to 5 life, normal 9 to 5 life is fine and you can live a fulfilling life, and then quitting that to go pursue being an influencer? Yeah, there is. But I also think, like, you know, it's one, well, shit. I don't know. I think you can do both things at once. I think you can say it is possible to live a fulfilling life doing the 9 to 5 thing, but also your life would be way fucking better if you did social media full time, dude. Whoa, okay, I feel like he's enjoying life a little bit more now, though. I mean, the music is bumping. It's a T.I. song. On the way home, he picked up some beers and used a funny little face filter. The reason that I found out about this is because some of his shorts were coming up in my YouTube feed, and I was seeing that he was commenting back to people. So I started to see these a couple weeks ago, and at first, when he started debuting his chapter 2, people were commenting, everyone thought you were going to do YouTube full time. Congrats on the new job, and I respect your dedication to greatness. So, you know, his vague videos of him just working in an office, people thought, oh, okay, he didn't quit his job to be an influencer. He got a new 9 to 5. Hub's Life responded, appreciate it. YouTube will always be part of my life. So he's like kind of agreeing with him while also not lying. Hey man, we're all glad you didn't quit your 9 to 5 just to do YouTube full time. Ah, yes, I love videos. Here's a video of him showing off his new 9 to 5 again, working in the office, editing his videos and whatnot, pursuing his new kind of 9 to 5. I do take a little issue with him phrasing it like he invented being an influencer. So I thought of this idea, right? What if I vlog my life and then I edit those videos and I make money from that forever? This person commented, having an actual 9 to 5 is what made people connect with your videos. Definitely doesn't feel the same documenting an influencer lifestyle But seeing you have kids, it makes a lot of sense to quit your job to focus on them. It's a job in and of itself. I'd do the same. And then someone commented under that, he's renting a cubicle to pursue content creation, leaving the 9 to 5, which he preached about so much, and why he had followers. His whole channel is hypocritical now. And then Hub's Life responded to that comment saying, why you crying, little bud? And then someone different responded to that, that's not very nice. And Hub's Life responded to them, cry? Oh, that's crazy. Might I suggest you cry as well? Hub's Life, man, that is not very nice. You have a baby. I hope that's not how you think you're supposed to get someone to stop crying. Is by being like, cry? You crying, little bud? So I was like more or less on his side, at least in regards to, what I do the exact same thing. Yeah. I don't know that I would be in my own comments arguing with people about it. See, that's kind of rubbing me the wrong way a little bit. Next, he's gonna be commenting back, you're just mad because you're broke and working a dumbass 9 to 5. Don't you know you can't be happy working one of those? Why don't you go slide your laptop into your backpack slowly, you fucking loser? A day in my life trying to make $1,000 a day as a full-time content creator. Okay, I was worried we were gonna get like a shot up his robe. He was like, step 1, OnlyFans. Start day with a walk to clear the mind. For $1,000 each, and I'm done. Oh. Hell yeah. All right, and here's one of his more recent modern Hub's Life era videos. I'm curious to see how documenting his life is different now that he's a full-time influencer, because maybe it is kind of the same. So let's see. You know what? I'll give him this. He is able to take his new job, which most people sounds very exciting, being a full-time influencer, working for yourself, and make it still look super boring. So I'll give him that, To be fair, honestly, I'm a full-time YouTuber. I don't know if you guys knew that. This job can just feel like a regular office job at times. There's a lot of answering emails. There's a lot of typing away on my computer. Obviously, it comes with some immense benefits. I work from home. I set my own hours. My wife and child are upstairs. I can go hang out with them anytime I want. But for the purposes of just documenting it and, trying to maintain that look of a normal lifestyle, I feel like he can still do that. There's just that little hint of like, did you not mean anything you said earlier? That I think is rubbing people the wrong way. So I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think of it. Again, I'll be the first to admit I haven't been in the workforce for a while. I don't know what it's like. So would you do the same thing? Should he have just pretended he still worked at his old job and never even said anything about quitting his job? Maybe that's what he should have done, actually. He should create a set of his old office and just pretend he works there forever. In like 30 years, he hires actors to throw him a retirement party. That'd be crazy. Hub's Life. If the controversy gets too bad, you pretend to go back to your old 9 to 5 job and just do that. I got you, bro. Anyway, that's pretty much it. If you guys could quit your job to be an influencer, would you? Let me know. Bye.